Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. So, Vladimir Putin is angry, and for very good reason. The United States and NATO continue to push further eastward up to Russia's doorstep. The United States wants to place, intermediate range nuclear weapons at Russia's doorstep. And meanwhile, the United States and NATO are arming and funding Ukraine. Anyway, so in response, Putin has said, if Ukraine launches an offensive against the Donbass region, which they seem to be working up toward, then Russia will respond militarily. If NATO and the US especially continues to ramp up their armament and their push eastward to Russia's doorstep, Russia will respond militarily. And Putin made it very clear in his statements that he puts 100%, nearly 100% of the blame on the United States. He said that the United States basically cannot be trusted. That even if, and Putin has been putting these mutual security agreement proposals forward to NATO. And Russia has never broken such an agreement, such a treaty. But he made it clear the United States absolutely would blow right through that restraining order. And the United States is an abusive spouse. There is no there is no document that's going to stop them from that abuse. They will walk through any treaty. Name a treaty that the United States has ever signed that our government actually abode by. You can't name one because there is none. Every treaty, every peace agreement that we have ever made, in one way or another, we have violated those agreements. So he said this. He, in just so many words, he's more diplomatic about it than I am, but he's lost his patience at this point. And you cannot blame him. All of this, all of these arms, all of these weapons, all of these forces piled up at Russia's doorstep is a direct threat to Russia. All of these arms, these weapons being sent into Ukraine are a direct threat to the Donbass region and to Russia itself. You cannot have any more illusions about what all this is about. This is a buildup to the United States leading the charge to invade Russia. Well, a number of countries have tried invading Russia through the years and had never ended well for them. But Russia doesn't really need to respond all that much militarily. they've got a key factor in their arsenal, a key weapon in their arsenal, which is that Russia supplies half of the natural gas that is consumed by mainland Europe. Now, Putin said that he will not use this as a weapon, but that is a statement made under the presumption that Europe, that NATO, will abide by previous agreements. If they become too aggressive or attempt to invade Russia, flip a switch, half of Europe goes dark. How are you going to even manufacture more weapons when you don't have any gas? All of this is taking place right at the beginning of winter. Europe gets very cold. Mainland Europe gets very cold in the winter. I spent several years there, and I experienced temperatures as low as 26 degrees below zero Fahrenheit. That's cold. Now, if they flip that switch and turn off the gas, oh yeah, Europe can make arrangements to obtain gas and fuel from other sources, the United States, the Middle East, etc. But those arrangements take time. There's no way, I can't say that there are enough LNG tankers that could actually supply this. And if they make those arrangements, at what cost? At what expense is that going to come? Because as soon as Russia turns off that switch, the prices from other sources double. You think fuel prices are high in Europe now? Just you wait. If Russia turns off that switch and they have to get their energy from elsewhere, that price doubles. And if you're trying to arm and build weapons and fuel an army, a military, how much fuel are you going to need? You're going to need a lot. In addition, our government keeps on with this aggression toward China. Well, if they're going to be that aggressive toward Russia, China and Russia are already military allies. So there would be no reason for China to think that they're not the next target, because they would be the next target. And China, just in backing Russia, Europe gets most of their steel from China. Europe and the United States gets 80% or more of their rare earth minerals from China. They keep on talking about China invading, Taiwan. If it came down to warfare, well, China may not invade, but they may drop 1 or 2 bombs on where? The microchip foundries. They wipe out the supply of microchips globally in one shot. So Russia and China together really hold all the cards. All of this aggression toward them, when they are not being aggressive toward other countries, They're moving their own military forces around in their own areas. Russia within Russia, China within China, and within the South China Sea. That's not aggression. Nobody's blocking any trade routes. Nobody is crossing the line into other countries. Nobody is making any moves that would make you think that. If you listen to anyone except for the Western media that is backed by who? Weapons manufacturers, military contractors. They make money by making you afraid that, oh, Russia's aggressive, China's aggressive, we've got to do something. They're making billions of dollars off of making you afraid of a threat which does not exist. And they create the threat. I've said it before. Once people get used to a certain level of fear, they start not being afraid. They start looking at the facts of what is the basis for their fear, and they find out there's nothing there. So our government, these military contractors, they have to build up that threat to take what was pure fantasy and try to make it a reality. Well, Russia is just responding to this. And we can expect that China is going to respond to all of these threats. They've already reached the end of their patience at this point. So, share this video. Talk about these subjects. If you can, please donate $1 a month to help expand the channel. And I will catch you in the next one.